What role does feminism play in the healthcare field?
I guess the first thing that comes to mind is equity in access to healthcare for women. And one of the things that I think a lot about, especially with respect to this health fair, is making sure that women get access to the same preventive health screenings that everybody else does. And that specific interventions and public health programs target women as well, specifically women who may not already interface with healthcare infrastructures, who may not know what options there are that are available, and who may probably serve as the primary caregiver in their home, and may not do as much self-care. And so we try to do a lot of outreach around women's health specifically, and talk to people about ways in which they can empower themselves to get access to treatment and tests. And that also speaks to health justice, I think. And so I think reproductive health justice is also a really important one. So making sure that women get access to all of the options that are available to them throughout the spectrum of reproductive health. So access to birth control that they want and can afford, access to abortions, if that's what they should choose, and access to family planning services if they want to go through with pregnancy. So that I think, I don't know, is an integral part.
How do you feel as a
of
woman in a male-dominated industry and STEM in general? Because a lot of women don't go into STEM, or they'll go towards other careers and other fields, like social work and teachers and other female-dominated industries.
It's hard. I mean, I remember when I was a trainee, like a resident physician in a hospital, and it was still not uncommon to sort of get called, "Oh, nurse, come over here and do this." And I love nurses and I totally respect nurses, but it just it's still a very male-driven field, and you guys know that. And I guess I feel that we have come a long way in that there are many department chairs in hospitals and health institutions now that are women, that we didn't used to have that at all. And I think it's really important for healthcare institutions, just like any other institution, to make a concerted strategic effort to promote women and to highlight the work that they do, and to promote community programs and institutional programs that encourage young girls to go into science, technology, medicine. And I think Sinai does have a STEM program where they collaborate with other local institutions to bring in young girls in elementary and middle school. And so I think that's an important thing to invest in and support. But I think we have a long way to go. I think there's still a pretty significant pay gap. And I think for women who are considering children and family, it's really challenging because it's hard to figure out when is the right time to start a family. And I don't know I think a couple years ago, maybe 2 years ago, there was an article citing a study looking at women who had children at different points in their careers, and it became very clear that if you had your kids very early, before you had a career, and if you had a kid much later, like in your 40s, after your career has peaked, you were able to close the pay gap, right? But a lot of women in their 30s, or who are in the middle, just starting their career, having kids, they weren't able to close the pay gap, no matter how much education you received. And so I think we still need to do a lot of work to make work-life balance more equitable for women who are the ones sort of having kids and taking care of all of those things. I don't know. I think maternity leave and paternity leave, these are really important things that we should probably try to expand on a public health level. I think it's like 6 to 8 weeks or whatever the mandatory leave. That's not enough for a lot of women, and I think also women need to be supported financially to encourage them to not only be a part of the community and make contributions to science and technology, but also be there for their families.